Hey folks, welcome back to another video of the Flutter Development course brought to you by Newton School. My name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and I am currently working as a Flutter developer at Alihoop, Sweden, and I have been an ex-intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and apart from that I have also worked as an intern at a firm named AppScript. I have also been an educator and instructor on Udemy and Nutanix, where my Flutter development courses have more than 40,000 plus enrollments already, so you can check them out as well. And talking about what Newton School is, so basically Newton School is a platform that helps you to learn and develop the skills that you need for your best tech career. They have courses specifically designed for freshers, working professionals, and for women with no prior experience in tech. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you become a full stack developer. And once the training is complete, they also ensures that you are placed with one of the best companies in the country. And for the same, they are having a network of more than 300 plus great companies who are hiring directly from Newton School. They are also having a pay after placement policy where you don't have to pay anything to Newton School until and unless you are placed with a minimum CTC of rupees 5 lakhs per annum. So isn't that cool? Apart from this, they are also having another amazing initiative known as Launchpad, where they are providing you with some of the courses for free of cost, and you can directly work on those courses, learn the skills which are being taught and practice on the editor which is given on their platform only, and you will also be getting a certificate of completion for completing those courses. So make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. Now coming towards what will be covered in this video. So in the previous video I have already taught you about the initial setup and the components which are necessary for starting with the news app. In this video we will be continuing where we left in the previous video, and we will be working on the news widget which is necessary for displaying the news, and we'll also be seeing how we can create the article model through which we can get the data from the news API and convert that data into a label format which can be used inside our app in an effective and an easy way to display the data to the user. So let's start working on it, and let me switch my screen so that we can start with it. So for the news style, at first what I'll be doing is, or let me just first add this news thing over here. So for that I'll be creating a new file with the name of news.dart, and herein I'll be adding some packages. So at first I need dart convert. I also need the HTTP API, the HTTP package, because we'll be fetching the data, or we'll be making the GET request over here. So HTTP over here, and now we can start working on the news class. So creating a class with the name of news, and inside it we'll be having a list which will be of type articles. So this will be basically for holding all the articles which we have got from the news, and it will be of a kind empty list for now. We'll be creating the articles a bit later, so please watch the video till the end, or it will be covered in the next video. And next we'll be creating a future, as we know that we are like triggering the API or making the GET request over here. So future would be the return type for here. I'll be naming it as get news. It will be having an async, as I already told you that we'll be making the request over here. Next, assigning the API endpoint over here. So I'll be copying my API endpoint. So if you don't know how to get this API endpoint, then you can surely check out the previous video. So as you know that I already showed you how you can get this API for yourself. So make sure to get the API, and you can see over here the components which this API is having. So this is basically the URL. The version is 2. The top headlines will be displayed. And for the queries which we are passing over here, we want the country to be US. We want to exclude the domains which is having stackoverflow.com. And apart from that, we want the news to be sorted by published at, and language to be English. And here is the API key for my account. And if you are creating your API key as well, as I have shown you previously, so it will be providing you with a different API key. Next, creating a response variable which will be having await, which will be used for making the GET request. And GET, herein we have to add URI.parse, and we can pass the URL which we have added above, which is with the name of URL only. Next we will be getting the JSON data. So var JSON data will be equal to JSON decode the output which we have got. So response dot body, and this needs to be var, and this needs to be decode. So we'll be getting the output as JSON in the JSON data variable which we have created. Next I'll be checking if the JSON data status is okay, which means that the data has been fetched in the perfect way and there are no data loss or no errors which are occurring. So the status of this should be equal to okay. If this is the case, then we'll be having another condition check, or we'll be first looping through each of the data which is present inside this JSON data. So JSON data and articles which are present, and dot for each of them we'll be having an element, the element, we'll be having an element, and then we can loop through each of these elements and adding a semicolon over here. Now we'll be checking or having another condition with if over here, which will be checking if the element which we have had it and the URL to it. So URL to image, this is basically the output for the data which you will be getting. So you don't need to worry if you are unable to get this particular thing, like how I am adding this URL to image, or how do I know that JSON data will be getting the articles. So to see all of these things, what you can do is, once you are getting this data, you can try printing it down in the debug console, and then you can also find out like what all other things are present inside this element, this JSON data and stuff like that. So herein we'll be checking if the element, the URL to image for the element is not equals to null. And apart from that, we'll also be checking the element description should not be equal to null as well. Adding the condition over here, should not be equal to null over here. And if this is the case, then we'll be passing the values to the article model which we'll be creating, so that it is like displayed in the form of the articles inside the main home page which we have created. So here in article and the article as well. You don't need to worry, I'll be telling you how you can create this article as well. So this article will be taking multiple items starting from the title, or let me first create the article and then I can show you how you can like add this article. And then we'll be adding this particular article to the news list which we have created above. So news.add, and herein we'll be passing the article which we have created above, or which we will be creating above. Cool. So I hope you have understood everything until now, and herein it needs to be article as well. Yeah, so let me first create the article thing over here so that we can proceed with the next part of the app. So I'll be creating a new file with the name of article.dart over here. And one more thing which I want to specify over here is that herein I am creating all the files in the main lib directory only, although I have this source directory which is having various different folders created. You don't need to do this particular thing. I am just showing you all of this for the purpose, so that the videos or the course could be like small and you can get or understand the things which are important, rather than focusing on the architecture or the things which we are adding the folders to. I have already made a few videos on, or the courses on how you can make the best architecture, or how you can use the architecture, or which architecture to prefer when you are working on what kinds of app. So you can check those out. These will be available on YouTube, or if you are watching it in a course, then it will be available on Udemy, or you should definitely check them out for getting more info on how or what architecture to prefer. Now I'll be creating a class with the name of article, and this article will be having various different variables. The first one would be title, next one would be author, and adding similar description, the image URL, for the URL of the image, the date time for the published time at what the story was published, the string with the content, the string with the article URL if we want to open the URL in a new screen and display it to the user. And now adding a constructor for these. So let me add a constructor myself only. So article, and here I'll be passing all the details like this dot title, this dot description, this dot author, this dot image URL, img URL, this dot content, this dot article URL, this dot published at. And it is still showing me an error over here. I need to add a required keyword for each of these. Let me just copy it, saving it. So this takes the form or the output in correct way. And herein I need to import the article over here from the article.dart file, and you can see that this error has also gone away and this error has also gone away, but this error is still over there because in the article we are passing various different things which are needed, and those are the required ones as you can see over here. So we need to add all of those things over here as well, like inside this article, so that the error could go away. Now I'll be adding each of these. So starting with the title, the element, and from there I'll be getting the title. Next the author, element and author from that. Next would be the thing which we need to add. So let me check what all things. Quick fix, add required argument, so I'm quickly adding the required argument so that I don't have to type those one by one, and I can like fast forward the process of adding the things over here. And the article URL would be equal to the URL, so getting it from element element and the URL. The published value will be equal to, so datetime dot parse, we'll be getting that in the form of a string, so we need to parse it, and we'll be adding the element and published at thing over here. This has to be deleted. Now what all remains, so we need to add the description, so it will be from element description, and apart from that the image URL, so image URL will be equal to URL to image, so element URL to image, and the content would be equal to the content, so element content. And now it looks good. So this news.dart file is also completed, and let me import it over here so that these error could go away. And now we need to create this new style over here inside the homepage.dart which we have created, or the home.dart which we have created over here. So this was it for this particular video, where I have explained you how you can add the components for the news.dart file, and how you can create a article.dart file and create an article model, and later display the data which you are getting from the news API in the form of the articles through the article model which we have created, and display those things inside our home page or the news.dart which we have created. So make sure to check out the upcoming videos as well, where I'll be showing you other implementations for the app, and we'll be fixing the new style and creating the new style widget as well. So make sure to check them out as well. And if you are watching this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are watching it on YouTube, comment down below what you got to learn from this video. Share this video with the people in your community and subscribe to the channel to get all the latest updates. I'll be more than happy if you are doing these. And this was it for this video. I'll be seeing you in the next one.